Welcome back, Stack Attack Squad, to the Stack Attack Fantasy Podcast, your one-stop shop to dominate fantasy baseball and football. Come get some.
Yo, baby, yo, here we go. Let's start the show. It's the Stack Attack Fantasy Podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Trella, and with me, as always, my brother from another mother. It's Trader Andy, ladies and gentlemen. Or what should I say, lady and gentlemen?
We are live. Holy cow.
Yep, we're live, bro. It's been a while. It's been several months.
Well, my daughter is 6 months, and we haven't been on since that, so it's been at least 6 months, so it's good to be back.
Is she one of our 2 live viewers right now?
We actually have 2 live viewers. All right, both of our, hey, hello, wives. How we doing today?
We got good wives, dude.
So what's going on with you?
I don't know, man. Not too much. I struggled. I didn't know what buttons to push here and everything. I was worried that I was going to accidentally, send my camera roll live on air or something. But I think I pushed the right buttons. We got some nice tunes in the background there to keep the mood up a little bit, just in case we forget what we're saying or talking about. Listen to some of Trevor's tunes in the back. All right. So what's good with you, man? We're just getting 6 months older. Anything going on with you?
Well, getting older, you have a lot of things that changed. And I did a lot of research before I came on this podcast. Not baseball research, but I did some other research. All right, so I'm a little younger than you, but I getting pushed from my family to get a colonoscopy. So I went for a colonoscopy. Okay, so I know she's listening, but it's the last time I'm going. I ain't going again. I'm just letting you know that. I asked probably 100 people, and I am the first person ever to wake up in the middle of the colonoscopy. You're laughing, bro.
Of all time?
You're laughing. And I felt like my ass was like this. And as it's going, I'm looking around. I wake up, and I'm like, am I supposed to be awake? And he's like, no. I was like, what's going on? He goes, do you feel that? I'm like, yeah, I feel like I'm in prison and I'm getting blasted from behind. And I had everybody in the room laughing as all you hear is that slapping my ass. So as it goes, I'm like freaking out. I'm like
working on the table, huh?
I'm like, I was like,
we dropped down a viewer, man. Somebody doesn't want to hear about your ass anymore.
That's all it took. So then I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. He goes, oh, he's almost done. I was like, yeah, that's what a guy in jail said. And it was hilarious. I had them laughing, but yeah, I ain't going back. So I'm not a virgin anymore. It's over. And it was the worst experience ever. So I think I'm going to be a born-again virgin.
There you go.
All
right. Take something away out of it. All right. That works for me. All right. Well, it's been a while since we got together. And, we were actually going to start back up with 2023, doing some position previews, etc. next week, but we're like, how the hell, we're not doing anything tonight. Let's hop on. So this is a little unscripted. It's very unscripted, and we're just going to chat some baseball.
Well, what was the reason? What's the reason why we decided to jump on?
Well,
big day.
I mean, tomorrow's TGFBI, and you have to have an active podcast or writing, and
oh God,
we haven't been active, so
our one viewer just said I'm going back in 5 years.
You're in trouble.
Yeah. So obviously this is a bigger thing that we got to discuss because obviously you're picking first, I'm picking sixth. Nick will be joining us in a couple minutes. He's picking 11th, and my buddy Jared's picking 15th. So between that, we have all aspects of the first round that we're going to be trying to look at. So you doing a big 15-teamer, right, with the great Lenny Melnick?
Yeah, I am. I think it was the 9 slot on that.
So explain the 15, because 15 is ridiculous. It's rough. It gets bleak very fast.
Yeah. These 15-team leagues are, you need to know the player pool, and you have to have a plan for every single position all the way down the line. Like if you aren't organized, you're going to pay. Most people in their home leagues, they're usually 12 teams, 10 teams, sometimes 15. I mean, we've played in 30 teamers and 20 teamers, et cetera. And everything is its own unique entity. But, 15 team is pretty common, and it's legit hard. If you don't know what you're doing, you have to be able to navigate through that player pool. I think I was ninth, and it was pretty cool because me and you actually had a conversation that morning, and I'm like, dude, this stuff with Jordan Alvarez's hand, I think he's a second rounder for me now. And I was looking at him on the turn of 14, 15 a lot. And I'm like, I think he's dropping in the second round for me. So in that league, I picked ninth. I ended up with Bobby Witt, and then I got Jordan Alvarez in the second. So I freaking love that. I love that. I made some mistakes through the rest of the draft, but one of the things, let's talk about it off the top. What are you doing with closers, man? Like, not in an auction. That's fairly easy. It's easy to make a plan and execute it, but we're seeing closers going as high as the first round now. Especially TGFBI. It's a league that has an overall component. So if you don't have the saves, you have no shot at the overall. So what are you doing? I've done in drafts so far. I've done two different strategies. That league, that 15-teamer with Lenny, I took Class A, and then I took Devin Williams, I think, in the ninth. So there's fifth in the ninth, which I was pretty happy with both of those values, and I'm set. And I'll probably add a third to that. But then in our home league, I have Alexis Diaz and Finnegan as keepers, and I might just be okay with that and just work the fab afterwards. So what's your favorite strategy for closers going into this season?
Well, you said that you got Class A in the fifth.
I believe it was the fifth. Yeah, but I mean, it's one of Lenny's home leagues, so it's not a league with an overall component. Some of these guys are pretty sharp. Some of them are, dull knives. So I don't think that's going to happen in TGFBI. I could easily see Edwin Diaz going, as early as the first round.
That's crazy. So obviously, when the day before the draft, obviously we are all trying. Well, most of us are trying to place in the overall standings. Obviously, that's how you get your name out there, how you make some crazy things happen. So I need to draft closers. I'm not going to draft in the first two rounds. Definitely not. I mean, I have a list of closers. I want to get one that I trust and then maybe take some shots on some other guys. I have a good feel on some really, really deep sleepers. How many rounds is the TGA FBI?
30.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of you have to dominate the waiver wire. That's what you have to do.
Right. Well, and in this scenario, when you're drafting this early in the season, it's still February as we're recording this right now. You take all those 7 bench spots, and I think unless there's a player you really want on your team, the best way to use those spots right now is to go after prospective closers. And if they, if you don't see something after a week or two with them, then they're just waiver fodder, and you pick somebody else up, right?
Yeah.
That's a good way.
There's plenty of candidates out there too. So,
but if you're saying you definitely want saves right now in the NFBC, Diaz and Class A are both going towards the back of the second round, and like I said, the middle of the second round, with Diaz 21st overall in ADP.
Wow.
And then Hader's going in the early third. I can see all three of these guys being off the board by the end of the second round. And I'm telling you, you're going to see several people taking Edwin Diaz at the turn somewhere either 14th or 15th overall. It's going to happen. So if you're saying you need saves and these guys are off the board, I mean, it's basically now you're going for Romano in the third or fourth round, or you're just kind of punting, right?
Yeah, you can't punt, but you have to take somebody who you feel good about. I mean, last year when I was doing this, there was 8 guys I loved, and I wanted to make sure I got one of those guys because it's very hard to trust a closer. So I liked 8 guys, and I was going to make sure I got one of them. So I will try to do that this year.
All right. So do you have anybody that might be a quote unquote target?
Off the top of my head, I mean,
Nah. Run the board and let it fall.
Yeah, I mean, you got, people are saying, there's at least 1 or 2 people in every team basically that can take saves away. They're starting to hype up Aroldis Chapman now in Kansas City, which I want no part of.
Right. One of the bullpens that intrigues me, and I think that there's an opportunity for basically a free closer there if you choose the right one, is the Cubs. I think that I think that Fulmer will probably be the one that people kind of fall on as the veteran with experience that has done the job before. He's new to the team this year, but there's a young guy and a veteran that I like a little bit more. I'm kind of interested in Boxberger. He's been successful in the role before. I think he's like 34 years old, so he's been around the block quite a bit. And he could land the job, and you could get him for practically free, around 30 or something like that. But what about Adbert Azalea? They transitioned him to the bullpen. I really think that he's got the kind of arm that if he got the opportunity, they may actually just let him run away with the job.
Yeah, he definitely has a live arm. He was a top prospect for a couple of years, and he definitely found his way in the bullpen now, and I think he has a nice live arm. So,
yeah. So I really wouldn't mind in a deep league, maybe taking your last 2 picks and stealing these 2 guys. Because last year everybody was all up on Rowan Wick, and damn, if he may have had 3 saves all season, something like that. So I don't think he's an option. Our old boy that we used to love, Merriweather's over there now, but I might actually look at doing that, going with Alzolay and Boxberger deep at the end.
You have to realize that half the people in our leagues, we have, there he is.
Yeah, baby's out.
Back going in the laundry room.
I'm back in the laundry room. And there's an upgrade. I'm on a bike right now. I'm getting a workout in.
Are you exercising?
I am exercising.
Dude,
I thought it was just your screen that was going side to side. I was like, I drank a little too much here.
Too much.
All right.
I gotta get it in.
This is where we're at in life, lady and gentlemen.
We have 2 people watching?
Yeah, no, we peaked at 5, and then Andy told the story about his colonoscopy, and we went down to 2, and we're back up to 4. So, but one of them's his son.
Oh, my son!
Yeah, he's talking to you in the comments. He's enjoying it. So
somebody likes me. So
that's awesome.
That is awesome. So, though, for instance, you have to realize that we're in all these leagues with these top guys, in all these other websites. They're thinking the same thing we are, using their picks to grab closers to avoid paying for using their fab up. And I got a monster crew in my league.
You got the League of Death. I usually get the League of Death. This is the first time between TGFBI and Raz that I didn't play against Eno Saros. And now you got him. And you got Ronis.
Ronis.
Too, right?
I got CBS.
Mendelson.
I got Mendelson. I got Scott White. There's a couple other guys in there too. I'm not scared. Yeah. But what do you think about the Mariners? Who are you taking, Munoz or Seawolf?
Seawolf.
Oof, that's scary.
You gotta be kidding me! I love Munoz.
He's
the best freaking relief pitcher in baseball. He's a monster.
Yep.
What he did last year, he's a monster. And that was my guy. I had him last year. That was my guy before he did this. He's he's 145 right now in the ADP rankings.
Yeah, but they moved Matt Brash to the bullpen, and he's got the kind of arm that could fit there. and Diego Castillo has experience in the role.
He's still there.
Been good for him. It's the same.
He's in Tampa,
man.
But he is a lefty. You know how teams like to use lefties.
Yeah.
There's not many lefty closers out there. Matt Brash, I mean, I was his biggest fan last year, and then he flopped. I remember me and you driving home from one of our leagues, and he was just lighting people up on we were listening to spring training baseball, and he was striking everybody out.
Yeah, I remember that. That was crazy.
He flopped big time, but he actually went to the clinic. What was that first thing? The line drive?
Drive line, yeah.
Drive line. And he's worked on the cutter, so now the hype is there again as spring is here.
All right. So, but there's a lot of bullpens just like that with Seattle, where they have literally 4 lights out arms, and on a given day, it's going to be a matchup situation. Who's fresh? Whose stuff's looking good in the bullpen that day? You know, it's so hard. And I don't know what your wife's talking about right there.
What are you talking about? Head? Why is my wife talking about? We can't even talk about this. What's she talking about? Head.
Let's hope she's talking about Brad Hand. That's all right. That's
my
all
other in the other room, bro. You kidding me? Make me feel very uncomfortable right now. My son is in the other room. Stop.
Andy needs to leave.
All good.
Because Nick is freaking me out, man. Because he just keeps on going back. Like, stop. Like,
dude, this is time management at its greatest, man.
It absolutely is.
This man is podcasting and on his exercise bike at the same time. And this is what, ladies and gentlemen, or lady and gentlemen, having twin infants will do to you. So, nice.
See the bags?
All right. So anyway, let's talk about our basic draft plan with TGFBI. I got the 101 in mind. There's no surprise. I did put that as my first choice in KDS, and it's not because I had to have Trey Turner, who is my guy, and you know if anything happens to him, I'm screwed because I have like 75% share of him. The thing is, I just like what is going to be there at the back of the second round and into the third. Like, I could potentially put Hader and McClanahan with this guy, right? And then I'm kind of set, right?
Yeah.
Is there a better way to set yourself up for the overall than to start with batting average with steals that also hits home runs,
5-tool,
a top end closer, and an ace? Like, I don't really think of a better way that I could set myself up than that.
Yeah, with the pitchers dropping, McClanahan should easily be there.
Yeah, definitely.
Or if he's not, you're going to have a relevant pitcher just like him there.
Right. As it stands right now, NFBC ADP, there's no starting pitchers going in the top 15. So
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually, what was I listening to? Mixed Labor draft on Sirius the other day, and they went through the first round, 15-team league, and no starting pitchers were selected. Which is why the back end of the first round is also very nice. Andy, you're picking fairly late, right?
6. No, I'm 6.
Oh, you're 6th?
Nick is 11.
Nick, 11. You're 11. So what's your plan of attack there?
Hitter, I would like. And then coming back, whether I do pitcher, closer, something of that sort. I want to get a third baseman. It's a position I need. I think that you look at that third base, it drops off. So
is outfield. So is outfield.
It's not that deep this year.
Yeah.
Right.
Witt. I would like Witt, but I don't think he's gonna make it. Machado's there. You got the turnaround. You got Austin Riley there. Mookie Betts, if he's there 11, that's a steal.
Yeah, definitely.
Yo, I love Mookie Betts. He's gonna be playing second base this year too.
Second base.
Yeah. Well, no, he's not because Miguel Vargas is there. Miguel Vargas is there. So let's cross that out.
Fracture his finger or pinky?
He's already hairline fracture. He's already playing.
And we're good.
All right, nice. Andy, what's your plan?
I'm hoping for probably Bobby Witt or Tucker at 6.
Tucker.
Unless one of those other guys, like, I don't know, whoever falls. But I feel comfortable with that. I want to get some power speed in the first round. Outfield third base would be nice. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Don't forget.
Outfield third base is a nice combo there.
Bobby Witt still holds shortstop also in the NFBC.
The shortstop's so deep, though.
Is it?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Third base. I'm going to keep with third base.
Yeah, I'm drafting him as a third baseman. Even the prospects coming up. I mean, you watch Volpe today, Peraza, deep. I mean, you got a lot of deep options. Tovar.
All right. So do you want to talk me out of Trey Turner at the top?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Next subject. Trey.
What did he do today?
Bro.
First inning, he got on base, he stole a base, and he scored on a ground ball. Come on.
Yep.
Does it all.
Listen, while we're on the Phillies, Andy, Noah Song. So he's a Rule 5 pick. So if he doesn't make the team and stay on the team the whole year, they have to return him to the Red Sox. So I guess he's going to come off the restricted list because they're saying that the Navy's going to allow him to play.
Yeah, he's cleared.
So I know this sounds stupid, but I think the Phillies bullpen is a strength. I just don't know if there's innings for him there. He's certainly not going to be stretched out to start anytime soon, right?
He could be your swing guy. He could be a swing guy.
Yeah.
Come in, mop up duty for a little bit, and then go from there. But now he was a highly regarded pick by the Red Sox, and he always had this Navy commitment that stopped him. He's never thrown an inning. Like, he's been never been able to go to camp and pitch, and now he's free. It's free. It's free bird.
Yeah, but I mean, really no fantasy impact at all, right?
No, it's not even worth talking about here. If anyone else was listening besides my wife, I'd say we can move on to the next conversation because
do you think he could develop into a fifth starter down
Absolutely.
the road?
Yes.
Like come August, he's good enough to get five innings.
I was buying his rookie cards years ago when he got drafted. Like I was very high on him, and everyone in the industry is shocked that the Red Sox just let him go.
Right.
Well,
it's just a concern because he hasn't played in an organized baseball game for 3 years.
Doesn't matter. It means
I'm
he
sure
has
he's working. I'm sure he's working.
Less tax on the arm. It's great. Wear and tear.
It's fresh.
Beautiful.
Right. All right. So one other note on the Phillies I got to bring up because I just can't let this go. Scott Kingery is on fire, bro.
Come on, man.
You're talking
about jersey out.
Bust
the jersey out.
Listen, I'm gonna bust the jersey out, but if he spent some time with Kevin Long, changed his swing. There's no chance in hell of this guy being fantasy relevant, so I'm probably wasting my time talking about him for 30 seconds. But he revamped his swing, freaking took Aaron Nola deep in BP the very next day. The thing is that they just don't have anybody to platoon with Marsh in center field. None, Edmundo Sosa and what's his name, Josh Harrison. They could play the outfield. They can't play center field. Kingery can, so he may make the team. Even he's not on the 40-man roster, but he's off to a good start in spring. He's a good defensive player. He makes a lot of money for a Lehigh Valley Iron Pig.
Oh, he got that.
Contract. That was well done.
But the Jonathan Singleton contract.
Yeah, he's a good dynasty stash. They could be in trouble if something were to happen to Marsh, and we all know Marsh has that massive hole in his swing, big strikeout, and terrible against lefties. So it's definitely something that could go down. So,
all right,
go ahead.
No, I mean, I thought you were going to talk about Nick Madrigal next. I mean, we only have 30 minutes left in this thing here. Let's go.
Yep, let's go.
Nick Madrigal, Scott Kingery. No, I'm looking at roster resource. There's a clear opening for Kingery to make the team.
Yeah, they need
they
because here's the thing, is they I hope it changes this year. They don't allow Stott on the diamond when there's a left-handed pitcher up in. So he's out. That means Sosa or Harrison is already in. They got to deal with Bryce Harper being out. There's just so much. There's such a path for it. If there's not a trade or something like that.
Either way, the East is going to be a fun race.
Yeah. Do you think we can see three teams?
Yeah.
Win 100 games?
Oh, I don't know. 3 teams in the play. Yeah.
Keep in mind, there's an unbalanced schedule this year, and they used to play each other 19 times. Now I think it's 14. So they're playing more games against the crappy Central. So it definitely could happen. It's never happened before. 3 teams in the same division, obviously, but that's something I'm looking for. That would be pretty cool. I wonder what that parlay pays. Andy, you excited about the WBC?
No, not at all.
How can you not be?
I'm not. I'm just not. I'm all about spring training. I'm glad that those guys get to go over and play in the thing for their country, and then we get to see other people get some time, and I get to see some, lower level players getting some at bats. No, I'm not. I don't know why. I'm just not. I don't know why. I'm just.
Number one, you segued into what I wanted to say, but I got a little coin on the Dominican Republic because that team is sick.
Dude,
it's basically take the Padres and the Astros, morph them together. And
I saw
the U.S. has no pitching.
Their projected lineup has like Julio Rodriguez bat 9th.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
It's sick, and you could get plus 200 on the sports books for them to win it all. So
do it right now.
Yeah. The U.S. is the second favorite, and they've already lost Nestor Cortez and Kershaw off of their rotation. So they have no left-handed starter right now other than Kyle Freeland. So what do you think that Juan Soto is going to do in this tournament?
Speaking of Juan Soto, is he going to be a Met next year?
That's possible. I wouldn't be surprised.
Or Ohtani.
Yeah, one of those guys, because Machado's off the board. Like, it was so funny because I was in my Dynasty League draft, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, I can't believe that the Padres have this much money. And then some guy, my Philly fan, goes, really? A Met fan really says that? Really? So, yeah, it was funny. Yeah, we're going to get somebody next year. One of those guys. But Soto's making $23 million next year. And you got 5 other guys making over $100 million on that team. It's crazy.
Right. So anyway, the reason I brought up the World Baseball Classic, and you kind of alluded to it, is the St. Louis Cardinals are sending 12 players to the WBC. So they're going to be pretty thin in camp. So who do you think is going to get a lot of at-bats and a lot of run?
Andy knows.
No, go ahead, Nick.
Jordan Walker.
Yep.
Homer today.
This guy's going to be in the lineup opening day, isn't he?
Absolutely.
I don't know. I think they're going to pull the Chris Bryant thing on him.
Here's why they won't, though. Here's why they won't. They changed the rules last year, so if he's on the roster on opening day and he finishes in the top 3 in the Rookie of the Year, they get a sandwich first round pick for that, which Seattle just got for Rodriguez because he met that criteria. So the rule is, if you're on the roster opening day, you get a full year. So not necessarily opening day, but you need a full year of service time, and you finish in the top 5 of the Cy Young or MVP, and or the top 3 of the Rookie of the Year. Then they get a sandwich pick. And at the same time, too, if a player finishes in the top 2 of the Rookie of the Year, regardless of how long they were on the team, in that scenario, the player is granted a full year of service time. So if they bring Walker up 2 months in, 3 weeks in, whatever, he's still going to get credit for a full year of service time, which hurts the team down the road for arbitration if he finishes in the top 2 of Rookie of the Year, which I'm assuming we all think he would.
I hear people. Okay, go ahead.
You have Tyler O'Neill, Lars Nootbaar, Carlson, Yepez.
Well,
I think he's better than at least one or 2 of those.
Well, let me tell you something I heard.
That's not Nootbaar.
Okay. No, Nootbaar, what? Not what?
Nootbaar, he's a sleeper.
I mean, the whole industry knows that. He's not a sleeper.
He's coming up.
He's locked in. Plus, he went to Driveline too, and he's like their biggest, their best client. They're like hyping this guy up. The hype is real with this guy. But what I did hear is that they are in a center field battle for Dylan Carlson and Tyler O'Neill in center field, which leaves Nootbaar on one side And Yepes is not playing the outfield. He's going to be DHing.
DH.
And they're saying that Jordan Walker is going to get that spot. But then I hear people saying that, they might try to pull this thing saying he needs time in the outfield because he's not an outfielder. So we'll see.
I'm going to pull this up.
I think he's up.
Yeah.
I hope so.
So what do you think about that in drafts now? Should we're drafting tomorrow. Should we draft as if he's on the roster day one?
Yeah.
So what? You wait 4 weeks. You draft him as a bench option.
Nick, did you ever watch Jordan Walker swing?
He's a stud. I watched him today.
You did? Okay.
Stud.
Who's he remind you of? And you're not going to say the same name as me because you're young as hell.
I know who you're going to say too.
Who am I going to say?
I cannot think of the name. I know who you're going to say when you say it.
Jeff. When I watched him play in the Futures game last year, I thought I was watching Dave Winfield.
That's what I was.
That was who you said.
Oh, God! Oh my God! I'm so locked in on it.
He's 6'7" too, I think.
Yeah, Dave Winfield is 6'6", drafted three sports. Like he's a superstar, But we'll see. Oh, but you realize that he played at Duke too. He's very smart. He's a smart guy. Yeah. I'm all in on Jordan Walker.
The draft I'm in with Lenny right now, he went in round 19 this morning, and that was before his moonshot today. So, I don't know. I think if you want this guy, you're going to have to draft him basically as your third outfielder, and you're going to have to look at him like round 14, round 15 right now.
Yeah.
I'll still draft Corbin Carroll over him any day of the week.
Oh, so would I. Easily.
I've actually got him in a bunch of my best balls. I just can't say no to him.
30, 40 steals.
Yeah.
What's Corbin Carroll's ADP at this point?
70s, I think.
70s. Oh.
And he's going higher. Yeah. If you want him tomorrow, you got to draft him in the 6th, 7th round.
Yeah. Well, he's going 73rd.
Latest.
He's going 73rd, so he'll be gone by round 6.
He's gone.
That's round 5.
Yeah, 71. Yeah, that's crazy.
And again, that's a league
risky.
That you got to put a premium on the steals because of the overall.
Yeah, it's risky.
So
that's why Witt in the first rounds would be great.
Even though everybody's stealing now.
Get your bags, pick off rules.
What do you guys think about these rules? Yeah,
pick off rules.
The
mindset.
I have 2 takeaways on this, and they might be hot takes, and a lot of people might disagree with me, but I think number 1, I don't think it's going to have that much effect because the distance difference is only 0.42% of distance. And how much does that really, really make a difference? Are you going to take an extra 2-inch lead? I don't think it comes into play that much. It's not
bang throws though. It's gonna be that might be it.
Yeah, I mean, there's the beauty of baseball being a game of inches. I know, and if it's a 1-inch play and you take 3 inches away, all right, now you're safe by 2 inches.
You know what's the craziest thing I saw about the rules today? I was watching Scherzer, who's just a student of the game. He just learns all the rules and just brings it to the thing. So, who was it? Michael Chavis, that scrub that I loved. He called timeout before Scherzer threw the pitch. So he gets back in the thing, and then Scherzer, he's not allowed to call timeout again. So Scherzer just sat there, holding his glove like this, waiting for Chavis, waiting to throw the ball, and Chavis sat in the box for 30 seconds, and he couldn't move. He couldn't call time. He had to stay there and wait for Scherzer to throw with 1 second left. That ruins your timing. It's just.
Did you see what happened today with Karinchak?
No.
Karinchak asked for a new ball, and as he's toying with the new ball, clock's still rolling, and he ran out of time.
Oh, jeez.
Stuff like that needs to be changed.
Listen, I'm a big fan of the game shortening. And
so am I.
The games I watched yesterday, I felt the pace was kind of good. I enjoyed it. You know, we all have crazy lives. I mean, you're over here exercising as you're talking to us. And, you know, we only had
a half hour.
We had a 28-minute window to get this in. So shortening the game is better for people like us. But yeah. I don't want to see any of this crap in the playoffs. And I think they're just taking it too seriously. Like, I don't. My opinion is there shouldn't be any impact on the game. They should have a clock, but like, just fine the team for every violation that there is. Don't just ball and strike crap.
Yeah,
That's not
they had
fair.
a walk. They had a walk-off clock.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah.
You said it best, Jeff. I mean, playoffs is the atmosphere.
Well, that's not going to happen in the playoffs. I think they're telling these umpires, call this by the letter of the law for spring training, and let's see what it looks like. And now I'm pretty sure that the front office basically saw what happened yesterday in that game, and they're like, all right, well, that can't happen ever again. We can't end the game on a pitch clock violation. Oh, no, the pitch timer. You're not allowed to call it a pitch clock. It's a pitch timer. So
I saw YesNet. They said during the actual games, during the regular season, you're not going to see the clock on the field. Yes Network, if you look at their score clock, they actually had it next to the pitch clock, the pitch count. They actually had a little tiny timer, and it doesn't go on until 7 seconds. So you're not watching a full 15.
yeah,
So that's not terrible.
I just hope that they figure out a way to just not enforce this when at key moments, especially like
Playoffs.
in a playoff game. That's the best part of the game is that moment. It's almost every moment in between pitches when the crowd's going wild with the towels and screaming. Like,
Yeah.
I live for that, and you're going to say, oh, you can only do that for 14 seconds. Right? I don't know. That's just not for me. But going back to the stolen base thing, I really think that this is going to, the benefit for the burners is going to be stealing third base. Now, when I played ball, I used to love stealing third base because everything's in front of you. You could see everything. Although the catcher's throw is shorter, the pitcher's pickoff is longer to you. So that comes into play that's a much harder move for that pitcher to make. And if I could dance around like an idiot on second base and get him to throw over once, I own him now. And I'm gonna steal third base left and right. That's gonna be easy. So players that are real burners, that are your big time base stealers, are gonna take advantage of that a lot more. And I think you see somebody, like your Trey Turners and those guys and Mateo. I think you're going to see them add 10 stolen bases easily.
Mateo might not even have a job.
Yeah.
Volpe stole third today.
Yeah. So there you go.
Stop
Plus,
drinking the juice.
plus-
Stop drinking the juice.
Plus 1,200 AL Rookie of the Year. Plus 1,200.
It's really not a bad bet, right?
Not a
there.
bad bet. $5 wins you
Not a bad
$65. Just saying.
Yeah, I just hate baseball futures because you gotta wait freaking 7-8 months to get your money. Like I could have either multiplied or lost that money so many times over 12 by that point. So, all right. Anybody else standing out to you want to talk about? I mean, the spring's underway. We've seen a couple of games, a couple of hot hitters today. One guy I got my eye on is Kellenic. And
Oh God!
double donged. But listen, here's the thing. Kellenic was one of the top 5 at the bottom 5 against the shift last year, just like Nick was talking about Corey Seager, and he had a big day today too. So those are 2 guys that I'm looking at with the shift change. They're already off to hot starts. I'm buying in, man. I'm buying in.
Yeah, Corey Seager. I think I read CBS Sports had a stat. He hit in the shift 123 times. So take half of that. That could be a 30-point batting average, increase.
Oh, and so is this other guy that people are starting to hype up this year, even though I hyped him up last year. Here, his name is Rowdy Tellez. I hyped him up last year.
Yeah, he's on that
People are
list.
starting to say, "Oh, he's going to break." What do you mean? He hit 30 home runs last year. We break out. Yeah, he might hit 50. Who knows? But he's on a good side of a platoon and he hits bombs. But he broke out last year, not this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a hell of a player. He hit 25, 27
30.
home runs, right?
30.
He went over 30.
Yeah.
And he was a waiver wire ad in most cases.
I had him in my leagues. Back up.
Gotta get something right, right?
Yeah, I got something right.
Just to add
Mateo,
to
I
it,
got
Paul.
Mateo. I got Mateo right
You did get
last year.
Mateo. You did get Mateo right.
You got lucky.
What? Yo, he had 35 home runs last year. 35.
That's
Rowdy.
sick.
35.
Rowdy.
He batted 219 because of the shift. So just say he bats 240. That's a huge uptick.
It's a big boost.
Nice.
That's my guy.
Nick, is the Is the guitar riff in the back helping you with the pace on your?
No, he stopped. He stopped moving. He stopped moving.
I'm done.
All right, I
This
was
is
trying
getting
to
me
help.
dizzy, bro.
Day one recovery from the stomach bug, so I'm not killing myself.
Right. All right. So is Trevor Bauer blacklisted, or do we have a shot to see him once?
Ray Rice.
Once a
He's
team.
done.
But do you think once the first star pitcher on a good team blows their arm out and has to get TJ in spring training, you think that's the day he comes?
Nope.
Yeah,
Not
maybe.
even- It's crazy
No.
because,
I think it's done.
but there's teams that are contenders that don't have to worry about the PR piece because they're in the middle of nowhere, like Minnesota, right? Nobody cares. All right, it's done. I'm over.
Yeah,
If I got to give up on Kingery, I got to give up on Trevor Bauer.
Yo,
I
him
give
and
up on
Clevenger.
Madrigal.
Him and Clevenger, he's sitting there freaking putting Clevenger's Rasta dreads together. He ain't playing.
But
They're not
nobody's
playing.
saying a word about Clevenger.
Yeah, he ain't playing. Trust me. He's 1A to Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, you think so? Just because they're
Oh,
boys?
Yeah, that's stuff I'm seeing on. No, they're
Yeah,
not
but
gonna
he's
play.
like, he might be an actual felon.
Dude, you realize that every single team can sign him to the minimum salary right now? Trevor Bauer? You can sign him for a minimum, and no one has.
It's backlash.
Now, hear me, you, this. Maybe he's been in contact, had contact from 10, 12, 15 teams, and he's just waiting for the moment where that pitcher gets hurt and he's going to pick his spot. Maybe he's in his 30s and doesn't want to go to spring training, but we all know he's working out every single day. Or maybe I'll just let it go. All right, Andy, you got any dynasty stashes you want to tell me about or anything like that? Not right now.
I mean, I've been in dynasty drafts all winter, so I'm we have a couple dynasty leagues coming up and everything. I know that we have our first year player draft coming up in like a couple weeks, but my favorite guy is Jackson Holiday, and he's going 5th, 6th, 7th. I see, and do you realize that? Like, I just watch him, and I just get the Trey Turner feeling that I had years ago when I drafted him, first in the draft, and I just feel he's going to be awesome. I think he can do everything.
So do you think that he's a future first round pick in a fantasy draft?
If I say he's going to be like Trey Turner, then he has to be. Yes.
So
playing in Baltimore too. Oh my God.
So are we looking at, say, Kyle Tucker?
That would be great. That would be great. I think with a better batting average.
Wow.
Did you see his video game stats last year? He had like 27 walks and like 14 strikeouts. Like, the guy's a monster. Gets on base. Especially if your league is going on base, like one of our home leagues is next year. Jackson Holiday is the perfect candidate. He'll be on my team.
All right. Sounds like a plan. All right, what else we got? We got anything else intelligent to say, or you want to get the hell out of here?
Go draft Reed Detmers.
Oh, good Lord.
The 6-man rotation, but a high strikeout.
He hasn't struck out that many, does he? Come on.
He struck out 5 in 2 innings today, even though he played a double-A freaking ball, but he's got a high strikeout potential.
You're talking about practice, bro. Practice.
He threw no hitter last year.
My problem with him is, he threw no hitter, but
Out of nowhere.
He's like a 4 or 5 inning type guy. Like, he doesn't go deep because he throws a lot of pitches because of the control issues. And so many leagues are going to quality starts.
Why did my wife just say she's never going to subscribe? What is that?
I think that was your son.
No. Oh, that's my
Damn.
son talking. Okay, that's my son.
He's using it.
Probably because I'm boring. Because I didn't do a jump scare.
I guess the wheels fell off. We started off pretty good, and then by the end, it's like, no,
we're at 45 minutes.
We got this.
The hook. Next show.
Nice.
Clark Schmidt for the Yankees, looking good, just as Reed Detmers did. I was on him when he drafted in the first round, then had surgery. I'm a huge fan of his. His arm is awesome. I thought he was a possible closer candidate, but I just think that he could emerge in the rotation.
Yeah, that's another thing with the Yankees. I like Clay Holmes, but I don't think he's, for some reason, I think he could lose that role. Lasagna, he might sneak in there. Loizac, however you want to say his name. I think he could sneak some saves in there. You got Clay Holmes. And Boone's already said Holmes is going to be the eighth inning guy if you're playing the heart of the order. So I can see some.
I still think Holmes gets the most. I still think Holmes gets the most saves.
I think he gets 20 to 30 this year.
What's Michael King's status?
He's fully healthy, I believe.
Yeah,
he
will emerge too. Trust me. I bet you he steals some.
Stud. He's a stud.
I bet you he steals some saves for sure.
Yeah, the Yankees were hurting when he went down. It was obvious.
Okay.
All right. Who else you got?
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. You happy about Shea Langoliers looking good today?
Always.
Yeah.
That whole there's going to be so many different values in Oakland. You have to watch. You have S.D. Ruiz.
Yes.
He had 85 steals last year.
Mm-hmm.
So can you draft him and just expect 40? Do you think?
Even if you get 30, still great. He's gonna start in center field.
Andy, do you think this is the year that Jesus Aguilar is finally, worth rostering in fantasy?
He's always been. I always liked him.
And he's been a bench option, but now he's going to be a cleanup hitter on a crap team, but he's going to be out there. He may get 550 at bats this year.
I always liked him. He always did well in Florida. I liked him, and now he's going to play with. He could get traded in midseason, which could change the value, including with their closer Trevor May. He could get traded at the deadline too. So there's a lot of things. Oakland's going to be stuff moving all over the place, but there's always going to be some thing that emerges as value.
Yeah, one guy I really am intrigued with on Oakland is Fujinami, man. He has to be called Mount Fuji. This dude could touch 100, man. Like, these guys that come over from Asia, they always...
Do you know why he went to Oakland?
They always pop off the top, man. They look good up front because...
Do you know why he went to Oakland?
Tell me.
Oakland was the only team that would guarantee him a starting rotation spot.
Yeah, well, I mean, they guarantee you a starting rotation spot.
I still got it, man. I'm just warming up.
Yep.
But his stuff is nasty, and he could be a sleeper.
He's a bench round guy. I mean, is there a chance at 170 strikeouts out of this dude?
Yeah.
I mean, for the bench rounds?
Absolutely.
Damn, I'm in.
I can't go wrong.
Especially if you're in a quality start league and not wins. I mean, obviously you're worried about the wins because the team's steaming hot trash.
Terrible.
All right. Horrible. All right. Anybody else we're popping off on this week, or we'll wait till next week and actually have a script and be organized with that?
Hopefully Jason Dominguez crushes some more home runs.
He's got zero chance at making the team, though, right?
Oh, zero, but it's awesome to see. I hope he freaking pushes it this year. I'd rather see him play over Hicks right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you want him to pop off so that you could trade him for Ohtani.
Stop shaking your head, bro. He's coming to the Mets, bro.
Yeah.
That's Cohen's guy.
He's going to open it up.
That's Epler's guy.
It's a done deal. It's a done deal.
Yeah, I know Epler and him have a connection, and I know Cohen's got the bags, but he's the perfect player for the Yankees.
Oh my God, yeah. They tried for him last trade deadline. They made an attempt, but went nowhere, obviously.
So Yankees going to start Oswald Cabrera?
Peraza,
Peraza short.
Yeah. Gleyber second, Peraza short. Yeah, Peraza. That's a super sleeper. He's going way deep, and he's a starter with 20 steal potential.
So we're going. Peraza's going to get the job.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen? What's going on with your plus 1,200?
Third base. Third base.
Okay.
Tell Donaldson to get out.
No, he makes too much money. Or you're just assuming an injury somewhere.
No, but Open up the pocketbook. Let him go.
All right.
Eat your cost.
Does
all
Aaron
about-
Hicks get 10 home runs this year?
Yes.
It's all about the
Just
masturbator, bro.
just to spite.
Masturbator. It's all about the masturbator.
Dude, I'm in love with Bader, man. He's
He's
getting
good.
drafted as like
200.
an outfield 5.
He's in the middle of one of the best line. He's in the middle of one of the best lineups.
His ADP is 167. This guy might bat leadoff for the Yankees and bat in front of Aaron Judge.
How many years have I been on him? How many years?
Got power?
And he's healthy.
How many years have I been on him, Jeff?
Too many.
I'm all about
Yeah,
the masturbator.
Yeah.
My
Fully
son's watching.
healthy, that's all I gotta say.
My
I mean-
son's watching. Oh,
But that's a formal title, Master. Just the same as Mister. You didn't do anything wrong.
in my head, I did something wrong. Speaking of head, what are we talking about here? Yo, Nick, you missed it, bro. I talked about waking up in the middle of my colonoscopy.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's why you lost a viewer.
Yeah, we had 2 at the time, and then 1 dropped. Maybe it was Jeff's wife. She dropped.
No, we're 51 minutes in here, and we still got 4 people watching.
Hey,
Is one of
let's-
them
let's-
you, Nick?
it was.
All right, let's roll.
Let's
We
get
could
the hell
come
outta
back.
here. Nothing intelligent to add.
We could talk
Well,
about
I'm gonna
our
watch-
draft starting tomorrow.
I'm gonna go watch Paw Patrol.
Your kids are asleep. Why are you watching Paw Patrol, bro?
She's still awake.
Oh God.
Ooh. Good luck with
The one
that.
is the twins are down.
All right, you're going to watch Paw Patrol. You're going to put your son to sleep. I'm probably going to watch some murder shows and
Box of wine.
box wine.
TGFBI.
All right. Good luck, guys. We'll
All right.
talk.
We'll talk.
Definitely. Peace.
All right.
See you.
Thanks, guys.